Hi, this is Stacy Mayo, and I decided to write my own piece of poetry for the Creative Project for American Poetry 322. I chose to do this assignment to push myself. I like to think in lyrical words and in imagery, and that's one of the things that I like about poetry is the word pictures that are created in my mind when I hear a sentence that inspires me. But I wasn't sure how to start this. But things all came together when we talked about Robert Frost and how he believed that poetry should delight and leave the reader with wisdom. This was a tangible concept for me to grab hold of, and it helped propel my thinking about what I wanted to write about. Besides imagery and word pictures, I really like poetry that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I don't particularly like poetry that doesn't tell a story. So I guess I like narrative poetry. I like that idea of a story inside of the work. I like poetry that uses clear words, and so that's something that I wanted to use in my piece of poetry. I wanted to create something that would be easily understood by people who read it or heard it. I love that poetry has a cadence or a rhythm to it, that when you read it, you can get into a lyrical rhythm and you can kind of follow along with the beat. And so that's something that I was thinking about when I was writing my piece of poetry. All of those components came together, and actually this poem that I'm going to read for you woke me up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't get back to sleep. It kept running through my mind. So I had to get up and put it down on paper. Now, I've rewritten it about 4 times, consciously thinking about my word choices and what I really wanted to express. So, again, I wanted to push myself. And this piece of poetry is really only the second piece that I've put a lot of time and effort into. Even though I've written lots of pieces of poetry, they're usually just jotted down and then left and never come back to. But this one I've worked on quite a bit, and I've rewritten it quite a few times. So I hope you enjoy it. I have titled it The Argument. My anger burns my throat, held behind tightly pursed lips, giving me a headache, churning my stomach. I lose control. The words burst forth, flaming arrows aimed at ready tinder. The smoke clears. I view devastation, the smoldering, lifeless earth between our hearts. Regret, regret, regret. I cautiously reach out. You reach back, creating a path called forgiveness.